Get it?
You're far away.
Ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Well, people, welcome back. We are here for episode 4. Episode 4
Yep.
of our podcast.
We Still Do.
So, episode 4 is the one that I've been waiting on.
It's the one you've been waiting
It is
on.
the one that I've been patiently waiting on. What are we talking about?
Today, we are talking about the first fart, also known as becoming comfortable with your spouse. So, do you want to kick it off?
I guess I will kick it off.
Kick it off.
You know what? I honestly do not remember
The first time
the first time I farted. And I think it's because I always felt comfortable around you. I don't remember, like, specifically the first one and, like, where we were or any of that. Like, I don't remember any of that at all, really. But, I mean, if I had to guess, I would say I probably tried to hold it as long as I can. I wasn't just like, just push that mug out like, she don't care. But then again, I probably did because we already knew each other.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, we just met and then, you know what I'm saying, went on a date. And I was trying to, you know what I'm saying, impress you. I already knew you, so I'm kind of upset that I really don't remember when I
So you had
actually
all
did.
this time to think about it, and
I've
you
thought
were
about it.
so excited.
As you guys can see, we do not talk about this during the week. We don't talk about this during the
No,
week.
we don't.
We don't pre-plan this out. I don't sit down and write notes. I thought about it the whole week and I'm like, when? But I seriously do not remember exactly when and if it was loud, if it was silent, if it stunk. My fart stinks, so
I
positive.
mean, I don't.
Do you
honestly,
remember?
I don't think that I remember either.
Well, how about this? We don't have to remember when our first time was.
Okay.
You guys out there talk amongst yourselves and you remember. We already had someone send us in a message about their first time. We had someone send in a message. We're not going to call names. You know
Yeah.
who you are. They sent in their message and they told us their first time.
It was fun
Yeah, that
and
was
funny to read.
Funny.
So if you guys do remember that first moment where you're like, you know what, it's happening right now. Share it with us. You know, we enjoy funny stories like that.
Yeah.
But I think it is because we had known each other for so long, and it was just like, well, whatever.
It slipped out.
Yeah, but I probably held out longer than.
Oh, I'm sure you
Just
did.
'cause I'm a girl,
'Cause you're a girl.
like,
Yeah, girls,
yeah.
y'all act like y'all don't fart.
Well, I don't.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I may
I
not
don't.
remember the first time, but we can talk about the current times. We can talk about the current times.
No, we don't need to talk about the current times.
Yeah, we can talk about the current times because we're talking about being comfortable.
Yeah.
So, at what point would you say in
Like
our
I
marriage
became comfortable?
you became comfortable to just right in front of me, on my leg, on my back, sitting on my lap or something, just flat out, like laying in the bed, don't even have the courtesy to like toot your butt the opposite way, you just let it go? When was it? Why do you do it?
I think that it was probably after we had like our first argument.
Dang. So after we argued, you felt like, you know what? I'm about to fart on him.
Not in that
about to
moment,
fart in
like
his
I'm mad at
face.
him, so this is what I'm gonna do for payback. But I think
what it sound like to me.
after like we had our first argument and then we like made up from that argument, I think it took like our relationship to the next level to where I felt like really comfortable with you. Like, okay, he's here to stick around. Like, you know what I mean? You go through a hard time and you get through it together, and it's like, okay, he's going to stick around for a while. So it gives you another level of comfort with that person. And I think probably after that, I was like, okay, maybe I can toot a little bit.
Toot?
Yeah, toot.
You don't
Pass
be tooting.
gas.
You don't be tooting, girl. Please, please. Do not have these people thinking you just tooting. No.
So when do you think that you felt comfortable?
Honestly, I think I felt comfortable like probably like from day one, because I never was the type to really care anyway. Like, it's a fart. Like, everybody does it. Better out than in. Now, if I felt like, you know what I'm saying, my stomach was like, and I'm like, oh my God, this mug is finna just be loud. Then I'm gonna try to hold that. I might be uncomfortable, but I'm gonna try to hold that one in. But like, if it's just something that just feel like I can just let this out real quick, I'm gonna let that thing out. It's gone. But like, I honestly think that because like from day one, we were always cool and comfortable with each other,
Yeah.
that like I never felt like, dang, like when is a good time to just let one out.
Yeah.
But I would say, you know, it took some years in us being married to where it was like, I'm about to fart on you. You know, in the beginning, I wasn't trying to do nothing like that. It was like, I got to fart. Like, you know, maybe I might get up, walk to the bathroom or walk away. But now it's like, you about to get this one. We in the bed laying down, or we sitting somewhere?
Yeah, I feel like you'd be like looking forward to that. You wait for moments.
Sometimes, yeah. Like, here, take this. And you do too. You may not, you know, be as, you know, as, I don't even know what word I'm looking for. Like, you know, you're not looking to do it like I am. Like, I'll be thinking in my head, like, oh, this might building up. If she don't move her leg in the next few minutes, she about to get it. You probably don't be thinking that.
No, I don't.
But I don't. I do be thinking that sometimes. Sometimes I'll be like, let me get in the right position. Like, oh, here it come, here it come, here it come.
All right. So on a more serious note, like, when do you think that you became more comfortable with me as far as like opening up and being like more transparent? Because I feel like you can be, or you used to be, like a very like closed off person, just from like, you know, what you experienced in your childhood and things like that. So when do you think that you became like more comfortable with like being your whole like true self and being like more transparent around me? You think it was like when we were dating, or after we got married, or?
No, it was definitely after we got married. Definitely. Because, I mean, even though when we were dating, things were getting serious, and I was getting into that comfortable stage, I wasn't all the way there yet. But once we got married, it was like, okay, this is my wife. Like, if I can't be, you know, myself around you, then where can I be myself?
Yeah.
So I would say probably within like the first at least 2 years of us being married. Mm-hmm. Within that first 2 years is when things started to change for me, as far as opening up and sharing things that I wouldn't normally share. Mm-hmm. And like doing small things like, you know what I'm saying, going to the bathroom with the door open, stuff like that. Like, you know, when you first together, like you close the door, you go in, you close the door, you handle your business, you walk out. But you know, the more comfortable you get, you just do things where it's just like, there's no need to close the door anymore. Like,
yeah.
What about you?
I feel like for me, I became more comfortable It was definitely after we got married. And probably, yeah, like the first, like maybe like that second-ish year. I feel like our first year and a half of marriage was just really rough.
It was.
Like we didn't know if we were gonna make it through. And maybe it's because we weren't really our true selves, like truly comfortable with each other, that we felt like we couldn't really open up and share like really what it is that we were feeling or how we felt, because we just weren't that comfortable. We weren't as comfortable as we thought we were.
Right.
Because, you know, we didn't live together before we got married or anything like that. I mean, we dated for like a year and we had known each other for years prior to that. But when you're like living with somebody and coexisting with somebody on a daily basis, it's completely different.
Yeah.
It's like completely different.
Yeah.
So I feel like, yeah, it took us like that first couple years to really get comfortable and to really like trust one another fully. Do you remember like a specific moment, like when you felt like, okay, I can trust her, or I can like tell her anything or whatever?
A specific moment. I would say dang. Oh man. A specific moment. I'm trying to think of a really, really good moment that was like, okay, this is like serious. I think I would have to say, I mean, I don't even know if I should say, because like it's kind of like personal.
Well, how personal is it?
I mean, it's not personal like that, but it's like, I don't know if it's everybody's business either. But I mean, it's not like nothing bad. But, and it's not even like, no, that's not even it, because it was before that. But I was going to say when grandma passed, but it was even before that too.
Yeah. But I feel like that moment was
After that,
like,
it was big for me, because
yeah,
before, you know, when my parents passed, me and you weren't even together. So,
right.
You know, I hadn't dealt with anything like that since we were together.
Yeah.
And then once we got together and then that happened, it was like, you know, you were there to comfort me, you know, the whole time.
Yeah.
Before and after, like while everything happened, and taking me down, and you know, all of that, checking with me, making sure I was okay.
Yeah.
Like,
so do you feel like sometimes it takes for like something tragic to happen for you to really open up to somebody?
For me?
Just in general.
It shouldn't.
But does it?
I wouldn't say that that's what it'll take. I think it could take something, not something like that, like a death in the family or something, but it could take something drastic to happen in a person's life for them to realize, like, okay, this person was here. Like, you know, it could be something,
because
like drugs, like you can, you know, be on the brink of, you know, having to go to rehab.
Right, which is something tragic.
Yeah, I know. I said something tragic. I just said it doesn't have to be a death in the family.
Yeah, but I said, does it have to, like, is it something tragic? Do you feel like tragedies?
I think tragedies
can
are
kind of allow you, like somebody being with you through a tragedy, or like even when I said like our first argument, that's when I felt comfortable. So it's like something bad happened, but then you got through that bad thing with that person, and it made you more comfortable with that person because they were with you through that bad.
I think it does. That helps a lot, because you see the type of person that you got
right,
in that
right,
situation. Like,
yeah,
because you could have been like, or even me when we got in our first argument, you know, either one of us could have been like, nah, I'm not here for all this drama, and then bounced. Or, you know, in my situation, even though it was a death in my family, like, you could have looked at the way that I reacted and been like, you know, I don't want to have anything to do with this.
Yeah.
Really. That would have been tough for me, but, you know, it could have been, I don't want to, I can't take this.
I think it takes you seeing that person, like being able to like see you through that hard time.
Yeah, and they
For,
don't,
you know what I
look at
mean?
you sideways.
And they don't look at you different. They don't judge you. Like, you get through it together. So it opens you up a little bit more, and then it helps you to build more trust. And then you do become more comfortable with that person, because once you trust somebody, you just become comfortable. The more you trust them, the more comfortable you become.
Yeah.
So I think that, I mean, not in all cases, but I feel like for us, I guess,
Yeah, it could be
like,
anything.
you know, some type of hardship or hard time for us to like see that, oh, he has my back or she has my back. So maybe I really can open up a little bit more.
Yeah, it does help when something happens to strike up that,
Yeah.
you know,
Because
to
it's
where
like a
you
test.
open up. Yeah,
You know, it's like a test
You're not gonna be comfortable no matter what
in the beginning.
in the beginning. Yeah, you're not gonna be comfortable because it's like a standoff in the beginning. Like, you know, you don't know what you can do, and, you know, your husband and wife doesn't know what they can do. You know, they don't know how far you can go. They don't know, you know, how you react to certain things. But then when you do have that moment,
Where you
and then-
just can't, it's
yeah,
out of your control.
it's like, this is me. This is happening right now.
Yeah.
And then you kind of see how they react to it, and, you know, they don't react like you maybe envisioned in your head, and they actually are tender and loving and kind, and it's like, wow, like, okay, in my time of need, you were there.
Yeah.
And you didn't like try to give me space and let me deal with it on my own, because I don't even know how to deal with it. You didn't walk away and leave me and, you know, shoo me off to my family and let me deal with it with them. Like, you know, you actually took the initiative to try to be there for me. And, you know, then your eyes are open and you're like, oh yeah, I can trust this person.
Yeah.
I can trust this person with my life.
Right.
And then you become comfortable. Then
And
you
then
start
you
farting.
start farting on people. Just
Start
so
farting on them.
disrespectful.
Hot, warm vibrations.
Yeah, I agree. I never looked at it like that until
Just
I
right now.
said, until I just said what I said, and then you said what you said, and I'm like, wait, these are both kind of bad moments, but on hindsight, it's like, you know, it was a bad moment, but I feel like it made us better as a couple, made us stronger, because we were able to endure those things together. Because it's not like, you know, before your grandma passed that we didn't share like moments together.
Oh no.
Like, by that time we had already had 2 kids together, so it was like we had some.
She was a part of their life.
And right.
Best grandma in the world.
Yeah, shout outs
Love
to
my
grandma. Shout outs to grandma.
Shoot.
But yeah, I feel like we had shared important, or like, you know what I mean, kind of like rites of passages in each other's lives before that. But it kind of took that tragedy for you to see that, you know what, I'm really here for you. Like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to let you endure this by yourself. And that allowed you to be more comfortable with me.
You know what? I'm gonna put myself on blast, people.
Again,
you
he
know-
loves putting himself on blast.
You know what really set it in stone for me too, when grandma passed? Because you know how I am. Like, I don't cry. I don't like to cry, y'all. But I knew when you was like, you held my face and was just looking at me, and you just like you made me break down and cry. You remember that?
I do.
You made me break down and cry. Like, I was trying to be tough. I was trying not to cry. Like,
Yeah.
I had, you know, I just
Yeah.
didn't want to do it. But you made me break
Because-
down and cry. I'm like, okay, she really cares. Like, she wants to
Yeah.
make sure that
because
let my
I knew
emotions
that
out.
I knew that you needed to get it out.
Yeah, and I wasn't trying to get it
I
out. I
knew
was
that
trying to
you
hold
needed
it
to.
in.
Yeah, I knew that you needed to get it out, and it was something that you couldn't hold it in, and I felt like you were holding in tears from a lot of stuff, not just your grandma passing, and you had to like get it out.
I did.
That you
And,
did.
Yeah, it felt good when I got it out, but I was
Yeah.
like, you gonna make me cry.
I didn't
What
make
the heck?
you.
Yes, you did. No,
I
you held my face, and you was sitting there like
I hold your eyes
staring
open.
at pretty much. Might as well. Blue in my eye and everything.
No, I didn't.
It made me cry. I'm like, I'm a grown man. They just gonna make me cry. But when you did that, it's like she really cares. Because anybody else could have just been like, I'm gonna let you deal with it on your own. Like, if you don't cry, you don't cry. But you knew like how I felt when grandma passed, because you knew how much I loved her and how much
Yeah.
I
And
adored her.
I had lost both of my grandparents.
Yeah.
Prior to that, so I knew I could really empathize with you because I knew exactly how you felt.
Yeah.
I knew exactly how you felt.
So,
So,
you made sure I
yeah.
got that. But when you did that too, it's like, okay, she really, really, really cares. To make me sit here and cry like a little baby, I knew that you cared, and I made sure that I had to repay you by farting on you. Remember that time you made me cry? Take that. Have it.
yeah, and I feel like
you guys out there should sit and take a look and see, what moment happened in your marriage that made you feel like you can really trust this person. Like, sit down and talk amongst each other and figure out, what happened to you guys where you
because I
started
feel
to
like
be comfortable.
when you really sit down and think about it, you will come to that pivotal moment. Like, you know what? When this happened, this is because I was thinking about it all week too. I wasn't really thinking so much about the fart part of it.
Of course not. You're a lady. You act
Yes,
like you don't
I'm
fart.
a lady. But I was thinking about like, when did I really like start to feel more comfortable with him? Like, when was that first? Because I feel like it's been like steps of comfort. Like, the more you're with somebody, it's, you know what I mean? Your comfort level starts to evolve more. But that very first like little level was probably when we had our first argument when we were dating. And
Did I win that
we
argument?
made it through that. Did you win? Do you remember what our first argument was? It was kind of like our only argument when we were dating.
Nah, I must have lost, because if I won, I would have remembered.
I don't think it was like a win or lose thing. I think it was like you were butthurt.
What are you talking about when I was about to walk home?
Yeah, when you were about to.
Oh yeah, I remember that. She was about to let me walk all the way home from, where was we at? Escondido? El Cajon.
Alcohol.
From El Cajon all the way to Imperial, y'all. From San Diego,
which is like
Actually, I
how
would have had to
many
catch
miles?
Charlie. I would have had to catch Charlie.
Everybody doesn't know San Diego. Everybody
Yeah,
watches
well, if you're in San Diego, from El Cajon all the way to Imperial when I lived on Imperial. But I wasn't going to walk. I was going to catch Charlie. I was going to walk to the Charlie station, then I was going to go home. But I still had to walk to the Charlie station.
But I came and got you.
No, you didn't come get me first. But you eventually came and got me.
Eventually, I came and got you. And remember, we sat in the car for like 45 minutes and we hashed it out.
That was a big one.
That was a bit, and that was
Because
like,
I was about to go all the way home, too.
that was like, I feel like our only argument the whole time we were dating. And we were long distance dating. I was living an hour away. So we were kind of like, we were long distance dating. So every moment that we had together, we were like trying to maximize it, trying to have fun, trying to, spend quality time. So we didn't really argue. But that day, I don't know, we argued
You
that
was
day.
about to miss out.
And it was a big argument.
Yeah,
It was a
upset.
big argument. But yeah, after that moment, I was like, you know what? I guess I really do love him.
Yeah, because you showed
Because
Come
and
get
you
your
know me,
man.
I was like
Come get your man.
cutthroat, like, okay,
Yeah,
Like,
at
deuces.
first that's how you was. Bye. And I was like, bye? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Footing it. I
Yeah.
was gone too. I wasn't looking back. I was like,
Yeah.
me.
And
I'm
it's
walking
not
down the
like
street
I
like,
came and it's not like I
tired.
pulled up and then you just got in the car. Like I had
No.
to make you get
Yeah.
in the car. It was a scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not that type to be like trying to force a dude to get in my car. Like, if you don't want to get in my car, okay, bye. So in that moment, I knew that, number one, that I really did love you and I really did care. And number two, after we hashed it out and everything, I was like, you know what? He's a cool dude. Like, I can trust him.
That's right.
I can trust him. So,
She came to pick your boy up. After I kept walking for a while. Then she picked me up. Then I got in the car, I would say.
so yeah, do you have anything to add to that?
I'm just upset that I really couldn't remember the first time. I really wanted to remember. Like, I got so excited when we picked the topic. And I'm like, dang, I don't remember the first time. At all.
I don't. I definitely don't.
But I really think, though, it's because we were so comfortable with each other.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like, you know, when we first started dating. Like, you know, when you first start, you meet somebody, you date them, you get to know them.
Try to figure them out.
We've known each other since, you know what I'm saying, we were kids, pretty much.
Yeah, but I
was there when he was born. I always say that, y'all.
We were born in the same hospital though.
By
2
the same
years and
doctor.
2 days apart, and we had the same pediatrician, so that's kind of weird. But
I was there when you were born.
Yeah, you were there. You were
Thank
there
you.
when I was
Acknowledge
born.
it.
I feel like even though we did know each other all that time, we still had to get to know each other on like a dating level.
Yeah.
So I think there was still like a little bit of nervousness in the beginning and stuff like that, even though we were friends, but we took it to the next level. So I felt nervous a little bit.
Yeah, I felt nervous a little bit because it's like, you know, you're going from being friends to dating,
Right.
but I never felt like all like stuck up to her. It's like I can't let no farts out in front of her. I never felt like that.
I don't think that's in your personality to.
Yeah, that too. I really,
you
honestly,
don't
I don't care. I will fart and blame it on somebody else. I don't care. I will be that one to fart and be looking around like,
Yeah.
I don't know, somebody need to change a diaper or
Farted
something.
in the store and just looking at the other person
I would
like-
fart in the aisle and then walk out of that mug and let the next person walk into it. And look around the corner like, yep, they just walked into it right now. Look, they just walked into it. They
Yeah, that's you. So that was never
I just
that
don't
was
care.
never an issue with you.
Life is too short to be worried about farting.
Oh
And if somebody
God.
smells it or somebody's offended by it. Now, sometimes there are farts that do offend you. And you be doing that. I'm putting her on blast. Sometimes, listen, y'all. Listen. I don't care about people farting. Like, if you say, oh, I got to fart, boom, let it out. I'm cool. What makes me mad that what you do is she won't say nothing. I'll be laying in the bed watching TV, like, and then I just randomly take a deep breath. And then next thing you know, it's like, did you fart? And she's like, oh yeah, does it stink? What do you mean, does it stink? Like, I'm over here about to choke. I done inhaled this thing, like a deep breath.
God.
Like, just tell me, like, ooh, I farted. So now I know when I smell something, like, ooh, wee, you stink. I acknowledge mine. I don't want to just be like, and then all of a sudden, it's just the whole room is just flooded with stink. That's you.
Okay.
Now, if you are out there and you
Oh
are
my
that person,
goodness.
do not do this to your significant other. Please acknowledge your farts. Don't just sit there, fart, and then pray to God that it's not going to stink. And then your husband or wife smells it. And now y'all borderline about to have an argument because that fart just slapped him or her in the face. That's you. This pretty little. Just.
Oh man.
How? Like, I don't understand.
Today.
That's what I really wanted to talk about too. Like, don't do that.
Okay.
I got that
Moving
off my
on.
chest.
Okay. I felt like you really needed to get that out. Okay.
Hit the thumbs up button if you like it. Thumbs up,
Yeah, give us a
like,
thumbs up,
subscribe,
guys.
follow us on Instagram. I'm gonna keep on talking about it until you guys do it.
Yeah, get that plug in there.
Share it with your friends. Let
All right.
everybody know about it.
Do you want to pick our next topic for next week if you don't have anything else to add?
Me?
Or I can do it.
I picked the last one.
That's right.
So
Do you have anything else to add? Do you need to vent anymore about telling stories about me? No, you don't. You don't. You trying to think of something to say. Okay, let's see here. Next topic is managing friendships.
managing friendships. When we pick the topics, you guys, just like the one comment that we did have, feel free to send us a message and let us know something. Maybe we can, start sharing it.
Bring it up. We can give y'all some
bring it
shout
up.
outs.
Yeah, we can give some shout outs. Just like we gave a shout out to my grandma, world's greatest grandma. I know you guys might love yours, but mine's was better. Do you think we should read the comment? We don't have to say a
in
name.
the future. Let's get
Well,
the
I mean, we're
person's
on the topic.
permission. Yeah, but in the future, next time.
We don't
let's
have to
get-
say a name though.
Yeah, but let's do it in an orderly fashion where we get the
Whatever.
person's permission.
They're gonna be
to
watching this
share.
and be like, "You could have read it," and I'll be like, "I know," but she didn't want to do it.
Okay, after we talk to the person, maybe we can do a shout out on Instagram this week
Okay.
sometime. Okay. So next week is managing friendships. We're gonna talk about how we manage friendships
with marriage, being married.
mutual
That's-
friends that you've had before you were married, female
deep.
friends, male friends. Yeah, it's gonna be good conversation. So we want to thank you guys for joining us in this.
That went by fast.
It did go by fast. It did. But thank you guys for joining us in this conversation today. We appreciate you. We had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. But we still hope that you guys did get something out of it that you can use for your week or that you guys can share with someone else. And we appreciate you guys being here with us. Make sure you guys go on our Instagram page and follow us. It's we_still_D0. The same thing on YouTube. You guys can subscribe to our page, give us a thumbs up, leave us some comments. Yeah, spread the word. We're just here to give some insightful conversation on our experiences as a married couple and yeah, share it with you guys.
Don't fart on nobody.
Okay. That's what you had to add.
Yeah, you said everything else besides the fart.
Okay. Are we ready for the outro?
Are you ready for the outro?
Yes, sir.
Outro going up.